Good morning, welcome to the replay. This is an early morning scope to start off the day. See if we can get our day going in a really great and powerful and positive way so that we design it instead of having it happen to us. Good morning, everyone. How are y'all doing today? So I just got back from my morning walk and my boys are still asleep. So I wanted to ask you guys as you're popping on, good morning. What is one thing you're going to do today to take care of yourself? We talked about that yesterday, about the importance of self-care. So let's just check in right now before we get to the topic of today. And I want to hear what you guys have planned today for your self-care. Good morning from New Jersey. What I'm going to do today is when my boys are at drumming, I'm going to, instead of getting on the phone for work, I'm going to go to the bookstore that is in the building where they have drumming, and I'm going to read some non-work, non-self-growth, non-personal growth, non-time management books, just for fun. So you're going on a bike ride, awesome. You're headed out for a walk too. It's a gorgeous day here in Boston for a walk. You're walking 3 miles at lunch. Great. Having blood work done. That's self-care, but is that going to help you feel good? Is that going to make you refreshed? You might have to go do something after blood work. It's a reward. A mani-pedi, awesome. You're going to lunch with your aunt. Wonderful. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. You're taking kids to the park with friends. Awesome. Yeah, we're going to go to drumming this afternoon, and then we're going to go hang out with some of our homeschooling buddies. You went to the salon yesterday. Nothing planned for today. Elaine, let's put something in the works. Let's figure out something. Foot bath, you could do a bath. I'm thinking of a bath tonight too. Spending time with your hubby, awesome. Packing for a trip today. Maybe you can put on some really great music while you're packing. Awesome. Well, you guys, I wanted to, for those of you who are new, my name is Christy Collins. I'm a Diamond Leader with Young Living. Let me take these off so I can see you guys. It's early morning. I still got the sleepies in my eyes. So I wanted to talk to you guys today about a word. I hear a word a lot, and I actually heard the word yesterday in response to my scope about, that light is, that's a harsh light in the morning when you're just getting up. Don't think I need that much sunlight on my face. We'll kind of move into the shadows. There we go. Are you the only one with a full-time job? I think a lot of people here have full-time jobs. I got 2 full-time jobs. Who else has a full-time job on this scope? Comment in or tap for hearts. You're not alone. So yesterday I did a scope about self-care and who's taking care of you. And who is, what are you doing to really make sure that you fill yourself up so that you have everything you need to go out and support all the people that you're supporting. And so I got an interesting comment from someone later. I had posted on Facebook about my place in Beverly that I go to. It's called Body Science, and it's an amazing spa. And I go once a month. I have for 3 years. And I go just to rejuvenate and have them take care of me. See, look at all those full-time jobs. All of that. So I got a comment, and I get this comment a lot when I share about Body Science. I get these people who will say very wistfully, "Oh, that sounds amazing. I wish I could go there. Oh, but I can't." Right? Did any of you guys think that as you were listening? Oh, that's great. I'm, glad Christy's headed there every month for 3 years. I wish I could do that, but I can't. You don't have to comment if that was you. I'm just going to throw it out there. Just a question. It's the same thing I heard last week when I was talking to one of my business builders, and we were talking about how they have a very big goal and they want to hit an aggressive goal. And I said, well, you need to be doing some more events than you got on the calendar. I would be setting up 2 to 3 events a week in your home. And she said, oh, I wish I could do that, but I can't. I have my kids. And I thought, that's interesting. So Cant is a word I would like for you to evaluate today, this week, this year. Just start looking for it to pop up in your languaging, because the word can't, I even hear it around homeschooling. When I would say 2 out of 3 times when someone finds out that we homeschool, they say, oh, God, I wish I could homeschool. You don't say can't unless it's short for cantaloupe. That's awesome. I love that. Oh, my goodness. Crack me up, you guys. So I will hear 2 out of 3 parents, when I tell them that we homeschool, they will say, I wish I could, but I can't. And usually, you know what their number one reason is? I wish I could, but I can't. I'm not patient enough. Okay. You ask my mother, my father, my children, my husband, am I a patient person? I am not a patient person. I am probably one of the least patient people that I know. And I'm homeschooling. So let's just get that whole excuse off the table, right? So what does the word can't do? The word can't puts you in a victim state, right? Poor me, oh geez, you're totally disempowered. The word can't takes away all of your power, and you're doing that to yourself every time you say the word. And what that does is push you in a very restricted and constricted state so that you cannot see, I will use the word cannot there, you cannot see your options, or you're choosing not to see the options. Okay? So what I'd like you guys to do, let's do a little exercise here, because talking about it is great, but doing it is very different too. So I would like you guys to type in something that you're saying right now that you can't do. Okay? Let's type in something that you're saying, oh, I can't do that. It could be about your business. It could be about your personal life, fitness goals, whatever it is. Type it in right now so let's look at them. Right, you try to make sure your daughter doesn't say can't. Exactly. We teach our kids not to say it, and yet we use it all the time. You can't get a kit sale. I can't lose weight. Can't do more classes. You can't have a full-time job while you build. Can't get your basement in order. Can't afford to quit your full-time job. Can't speak in front of a large group. Can't get organized. Can't put yourself out there. Okay. Those are great ones. So how many of you guys are being held back by that phrase, that can't statement? How many of you guys would say that those statements are keeping you away from your goal, your ultimate goal? You can't periscope. Hey, if I can periscope, anybody can periscope. I'm not accepting that. You can't think of anything. Oh, that's going to be fun, Steffi. We'll look at that in a sec. All right. You are being held back. We all would agree. You are tired of the mindset. The can't mindset holds us back. So what are we going to replace it with? All right? Because the truth is that for many of us, the state that we're in around those can't phrases, whether we feel like we can't get organized, we can't speak in front of people, all of that, right? The word is can't. Yes, those of us who just joined, my name is Christy Collins. I'm a Diamond Leader with Young Living. We're doing a scope today about a word that's holding you back. Wow, there's fog this morning. It's so cold. That's awesome. I love fall. All right, so the word is can't. Every time you say the word can't, you are putting yourself in a victim role. You are taking away your power, and you are restricting yourself from being who you should be. And I don't flip the word can't around with the word can. That's not, for me, the opposite phrase. Is anybody surprised by that? Here's the thing. If you say, let's see. Well, I'll tell you mine. If we're being honest and we're trading, I'll tell you mine. Right now, my can't phrase is, I can't be a Diamond Leader without being overwhelmed. Right? That's my phrase. Okay? You can't think straight if your clothes are tight. I agree with you there. It's harder to do that for sure. Okay? The word is not can. You're going to switch the can't to choose. Right? So for me, it's not I can't do this business without being overwhelmed as a diamond. It's I'm choosing to do this business in a way that overwhelms me. So for some of you, rewrite your phrase. It might be, I'm choosing not to speak in front of people. And you might have to expand it. I'm choosing not to learn the skills and confidence that I need to be able to speak in front of people. I'm choosing not to do my first Periscope. I'm choosing not to take the steps necessary to organize my house. I'm choosing not to manage my time. I'm choosing not to do the things that I know I need to do to lose weight. Right? Give me your phrases, folks. Rework them. Send them back out here so we can look at this for a second. I want you to see how powerful this is when you switch those phrases around. Because we always have a choice. There is always a choice. I will tell you, a few years ago, I was not making any income. Right? And there were a lot of things that I was saying I can't do because I was not personally making any income. We were living off my husband's income. Oh, I'd love to do that, but I can't. Oh, I'd love to do that, but I can't. No, that's wrong. I was choosing not to make my own income so that I could have the income that I needed to make the choices that I wanted to make. You're choosing to be intimidated. Andrea, what was your first one? What was your first phrase? You were saying, I can't be intimidated? I choose to watch this lady on Periscope. So here's the thing. I want to share a story with you on how this has worked for me, and I want you to start applying this, okay? So for me, a few years ago, I was stuck at executive. Stuck. I had 1 month left for Silver and 6. I was stuck at executive, right? You're choosing to make excuses. At least you're owning that. Good for you. Good for you. So I was stuck, and there was a very big event down in Long Island. That's like 5 hours away from me by car, and it was happening, and Vicky Opfer was going to be there, and Adam Green was going to be there, and the Greens, who were diamond leaders, all these great people were going to be there. And I saw this event, and I said, I just felt compelled to go. I said, I need to go to this. I really need to go to this. And at the same time, I said, I can't go. Now, in my mind, my can't excuse was driven by the fact that my grandmother was coming into town. So the event started on Saturday morning. My grandma was coming into town from California Saturday night. And I said, oh, I'd love to go, but I can't. My grandma's coming into town. So every time I was making calls to my team, saying to them, hey guys, this event is amazing in Long Island, you got to go. And they would ask me, give me hearts, people. Yes, thank you. Thank you. If you don't know how to give hearts on Periscope, you just tap on the screen. Some people like to tap with 3 fingers. Then they don't have to wear out their pointer finger. So for this event, here I am calling my team members saying, you guys got to go. This is going to be a great event. And then they would say to me, oh, are you going? Wah, wah. And I would say, oh, I would love to go, but I can't. Now, that just did not feel right to me. I don't know. If you were on the other end of the line and your leader is calling you saying you should go to this event, and then you're asking your leader, well, are you going to the event? Are you driving? Are you figuring out childcare and stuff so you can go? And then the leader says, no, I can't. Are you going to go to the event? Probably not. And I noticed that nobody was going to go from my team. And I really had to look at that. I felt very hypocritical as a leader, and I said, I need to look at this. I need to say, is it really that I can't go? If I switch it around and say, I am choosing not to go to this event, how does that change things? As soon as I say the words choosing, I have options, right? If I'm choosing not to go, I could choose to go. And so I looked at that and I said, what could I do to go? How could I said, well, Grandma's coming in Saturday night. Of course I want to see her, but I will be back on Sunday afternoon. And I have a husband and 2 boys who would love to see their great-grandmother, and they are fully capable of going to the airport and picking her up. So I chose to go. Now, would I have chosen to take a day of my grandmother's visit and go to just any old event? No. But this event was different. It was special, and I knew I needed to go there. I really wanted to go there. So I chose to go. I chose to have her spend time with them the day before, and I chose to go. And for me, that was the right decision. That event, what I learned, the motivation I got from there, helped me get to Silver and 6 in that last month. And I do not regret that decision at all. But saying the words choose helped me to see that there were options. So let's do a quick little dialogue about this before we get on to our days. Who has a phrase where you're saying I can't, and you feel like you can't switch it around? You're still feeling stuck by it. If you have a phrase like that, please write it in the comments so that we can deal with it now. Let's look at it now. I had a leader on my team. She's amazing. And she was saying, I can't have gatherings at my house. I have 3 young kids. So for months, she hadn't been doing events at her house. And she was like, I wonder why my business is kind of like, in a plateau. And we looked at that. And she said, well, she's like, I could do gatherings in my house with kids. I can choose to. She chose to. She's doing 2 to 3 to 4 gatherings a week at her house for the last month. And it's worked out great. It's worked out great. She's figured out how to make it work. It's not that she can't. It's that she was choosing not to. Now at her events, her kids are on her lap sometimes. Sometimes her husband takes them out. Sometimes they're asleep. You figured out a can't. I can't get anyone to attend my events. Let's work with that one, Steffi. Okay, so if you flip that around, what does that statement? How many of you guys, tap for hearts if you feel like you can't get people to your events? Or you can't make silver and 6, you can't make a certain rank that you're looking for. How many of you can identify with those two can't statements? You can't get people to your events, you can't make a certain rank. Okay, lots of hearts. I think you hit on something, Steffi. Okay, you can't get past executive. All right, so let's look at that. So when you guys switch them, I'm not going to do the work for you. This is how my periscopes work. If you're going to be here, if I'm going to be giving my energy, my coaching, my teaching to you, if I'm doing this, I'm sitting on my front steps. I think, oh, there we go. We got one child is up. We're almost out of time, guys. If I'm going to be giving you this, I'm not going to give you the answers. I need you guys to come up with the answers and do the work and reciprocate with me. This is a give and take. Periscope is a give and take, just like any coaching you do with any of your leaders, any of your sponsors. They're giving you all of themselves. They're giving you all of the options, and you guys have to do the work. You gotta reciprocate. That's what the hearts are for too. The hearts aren't there to make me feel good. The hearts aren't there to, like, I don't know. Some people, I guess, love the hearts. It makes them feel good. For me, the hearts are your way of saying, thank you, Christy, for sitting on your steps instead of going in, sitting on your steps, giving me some information that may help me, maybe help me get past some blocks. To me, that's what the hearts say. The hearts are your energy exchange with me. Okay, so Steffi, Steffi, where did you go, babe? Where did you go? You're talking about I can't get people to events. How do you change that phrase around using the word I choose, I'm choosing? How does that phrase change? Somebody else help Steffi out. I'll be in a sec, Evie. You want to sit with me here? We're talking about can and can'ts. You choose to keep inviting and share the enthusiasm of your events. Yes. Okay? So right now what you're telling me is you're choosing not to develop the skills that you need, the art of inviting skills to fill your events. Okay? Inviting is a skill. You choose to find why people will not attend. Yes. You choose to find a new way to invite. Yes. Or you choose to not get people to your events. That's one way to look at it. Yeah, you're choosing. So how do you flip that around? All that means is that you need some skill. You need to hone your skill of inviting. So you want to choose then, if you're choosing now to not hone the skill you need to get people to events, or it could be something else. I'm choosing not to get super clear about why someone will want to come to my event. Once you're super clear about why someone would want to come, then you can help people see why they want to come. Maybe it's I'm choosing not to go out there and meet enough people or invite enough people to fill an event, right? I've told you guys in the past, if I'm looking to get 6 people to an event, I'm going to expect to make at least 30 calls. So maybe it's that you're not making enough calls. You could choose to make more calls. You could choose to invite in a different way, right? You choose to invite personally instead of email blasts. Yes, you read my mind, whoever that was. Yes, if you can't fill an event and you're inviting by email, Facebook message, text, you can choose to use a different way of inviting, and that will drastically change your attendance rates. Go back, go to catch.me, catch with a K, .me/Christy Call 23. That's where all of my periscopes are stored. I did an entire series on inviting. And I talked to you about how I invite, what I do before I pick up the phone, what I do on the phone, what I do afterwards to ensure that people actually show up. You choose not to rely on Facebook. Yes, Facebook is tough. Facebook, people do not come to events because of Facebook, not live events in your home. Okay? So guys, I think that was great for today. It's going to make you look at yourself and see there might be some things that I need to do differently, and that's exactly the point. When it's can't, it's about all those other things, the world out there, all that stuff that is making your life miserable or not how you want it to be. And in reality, that's not true. You always have a choice. You always have a choice, right? So for me, it was, I can't do this business in a way that doesn't overwhelm me. That's not true. I'm choosing right now to do the business in a way that overwhelms me. So I need to choose differently if I don't want to be overwhelmed. So what does that mean for me? Well, I'm looking at different mentors, different things to help me, different choices, different ways of structuring my day so I'm not overwhelmed. The power is all within me. No one else can overwhelm me except me. So anything you're looking at that you say you can't do, it's within your power to change. Thank you guys. You guys have a great day too. If this was helpful, if you have anybody on your team that's been saying can't a lot, or maybe it's even a spouse or a friend or a family member, you can share the scope. So you guys can send it to them, they can listen, and then you can powwow about it afterwards. You will scope left to right on an iPhone, you'll swipe up on an Android, hit the share button. You could share it through Facebook if you want, through Twitter. I don't know, there seems to be lots of options these days. But I hope you have a great day, and remember, there is nothing that you cannot do. All right, guys, have an awesome day. Thank you. I needed it today, too. That's why I scoped about it. I was on my walk today going, I got to get rid of this whole can't attitude. And it pops up a lot, right? It pops up a lot. It's a good reminder for me, and that's why I love Periscope. I get to be honest with you guys, work through my stuff, and then hoping that it will help you work through your stuff as well, so that you can then in turn help your folks on your team work through their stuff too. Have a great day. Bye, guys.